The provider and patient portal for Exus enables you to rapidly deliver a flexible, scalable, and highly secure portal solution that provides immediate communication with your patients, referring physicians, and partners that can be tracked and reported on without the need for coding, custom programming, or other complex technical requirements. Seamless two-way integration between Exus information and the secure and customized online portal gives you the more effective, accurate, and profitable patient and provider experiences faster. Logging into Exus brings us to our scheduling dashboard. We have access to appointments today that are all scheduled. I can easily change my view to look at tomorrow's scheduled, requested appointments, tentative appointments, this week's appointments as well. Scrolling down, I have access to my team's activities, whether it's task, phone call, email. I have access to appointment confirmation and eligibility insurance status, and access to my patients. You also have access to a more familiar Outlook-style calendar view available directly from Exus. It is important to point out these features because the activity, appointment requests, and demographic patient information from the portal automatically can update either these work list or calendar views. Let's go ahead and set up a referring physician in the portal. We'll use the global search bar to search for our referring physician and select Referring Physician RefMD Mullen. This will bring us to our referring physician contact. We have access to all demographic, contact information, and address information. Let's go ahead and set up an invite for this referring physician so that they can access the portal. I'll go to Workflows, and you'll see here that we have a workflow called eService Portal, Recover Password, and Send Email Notification. So by selecting this workflow, we're doing a couple of things. We're setting this patient and or referring physician up in the portal with a username, password, temporary password, and automatically sent out an email notification. So if we scroll down to delivery preferences, you'll see that the login enabled is yes. You have portal user type equals administrator, meaning that they can have access to all patients within their practice, username, temporary password, password expiration, and their last login time. It is important to note that portal user type dictates the security in terms of what the referring physician and or patient does or does not have access to. Let's take a look at the email invite. The email that was received is 100% customizable and comes directly from your practice. This can be customized based on image, referring physician information, their portal access, username, and temporary password. If we navigate over to let's use this information to log directly into the portal. You notice here we've got a web page that have the sign up and login tabs across the top of the screen. Users can use this to either sign up directly from the website or log in from their portal page. Users also have the ability to customize this login to insert directly into their website. Here's an example of one of the 7 Medical Exus customers, how they've taken the physician portal and embedded directly into their website. So whether the referring physician goes directly to their website and wants to sign up, or again receives the invite via email. Let's go ahead and use our username, which is our email, and type in our temporary password. We'll select Login, and you'll notice that we're required, based on our first login, to change our password. And so you'll see here that it prompts us again for our current temporary password. And then we're able to set our new password and confirm that new password right at login. Logging directly into the portal will bring us to all available orders that are in our system. You'll notice we have access to patients, patient date of birth, session number, exam dates, the status reason, the referring physician, who is myself, but because I'm an administrator, can also see all of the other referring physicians only within my practice. But then you'll also have access to final reports, and you'll also have access to launch directly open to the image if there is an image associated to this exam. The Exus provider and patient portal provides access to a full diagnostic viewer. There are 2 options available when it comes to a diagnostic viewer. You can either use the XI-View, which is an HTML5 footprint viewer, or you can utilize the FDA-approved Thin Client viewer that has a little bit more capabilities as it relates to hanging protocols, advanced features, functionalities, vessel tracing, cardiology, oncology, etc. Referring physicians will have access to both 2D and 3D images, as well as key images marked by a radiologist. Let's go ahead and navigate back to our Access portal. Instead of opening up the order, we have the ability to drill down directly into specific information. For example, let's go ahead and click on the patient link. This brings us into our patient chart. Here, I have access to all demographic information, contact information, and have the ability to leave a message or leave a note directly for the Access team. This information syncs directly back to the patient's chart. Each Access environment has the option to allow a referring physician to either update a patient's chart or simply leave a note or a message communication directly to the Access team. Let's navigate to the Patients tab. Here you will find a list of all patients underneath your care. You can see I have access to all patient detail information, the ability to request an appointment, view appointment history, search for a patient, and add a new patient, all of which will automatically sync back to my Access environment. Let's go ahead and start a new appointment request. You can see here that I have a certain amount of required fields that I must enter, so let's type in reason for exam, chest pain. We'll select the modality, which again will only be the correct modalities visible and allowed by my Access team. We'll go ahead and select our services, CT, chest with contrast. If we have more than one site, we'll allow them to choose their site. Otherwise, we allow them to choose up to 3 different options for a requested appointment. So we'll go ahead and choose our first option. And we'll note that the first option will automatically default on the service activity back to my Access team so that the patient will automatically be registered and the appointment will automatically sync to my schedule. This service activity will show up in a requested format. As an Access team member, I have the option then to change this from requested to scheduled, or choose from option 2 or 3 if the option 1 timeframe doesn't necessarily work for me. Here I have the option to print the confirmation with directions and hand my patient, or simply click Submit, which will automatically interface back to my Access team. It is important to note that if your site requires a specific intake form or educational documents, we can certainly add additional tabs across at the top of this appointment request, which will be interfaced directly back into the patient's chart. Let's navigate back to our Access environment so we can review the integration. We'll first go to our Access calendar. You'll notice Jesse Johnson CT chest exam is highlighted in a light blue color, meaning that there is an appointment request. If I navigate back to my work list, you'll also notice that underneath appointments requested, I can see Jesse Johnson CT chest with contrast. And if I navigate to appointments today, because of her original request date, you can see I have Jesse Johnson sitting here in a requested status reason. Navigating back to my calendar, I can click to open Jesse Johnson's appointment. You can see that I've got the patient, the reason, the status, the service, all updated directly from the portal. You'll even notice an alert across the top of the screen, which indicates the note that the referring physician had left for me. For instance, Jesse may be claustrophobic during another exam. If I scroll down, you can review all rescheduled appointment activity. You can also review any requested additional options as well. As a scheduler, the demographic information has been updated, the service activity has been updated. The only thing I have to do is change the status reason from requested to scheduled, and that will immediately trigger a response and a reminder alert directly back to Jesse Johnson via the portal. You can see here if I go back to my Scheduling One dashboard, you can see that Jesse Johnson's appointment has also been updated. If I review and go directly into Jesse Johnson's medical chart, I also have access to the scheduled appointment, and if I navigate underneath Jesse Johnson's direct service activity, I can find that appointment here as well. And if I navigate to all activities for Jesse Johnson, you'll notice that I have an individual task or reminder that not only created an alert for Jesse Johnson, but actually tracked all of the activities, so I can easily see when this referring physician made this request and note. If I wanted to acknowledge the fact that I received this note and push it into Jesse Johnson's chart, you can simply complete that task. Directly from Jesse Johnson's chart, I can manage who has or does not have access to the individual records. So if I go underneath Jesse Johnson's care team, you'll notice RefMD Mullen, set with privileges, has access to review Jesse Johnson's chart. If I launch out to RefMD Mullen, you'll also notice underneath connections, I have all of my patients that are listed here. Not only can I see the referring group that RefMD Mullen is connected to, but I can also see all patients that he is responsible for. Connect with your patients and providers to see key health information recorded during your visit, including upcoming appointments, recent orders, office visits, labs, medications, radiology procedures, and even medical images. Enable your patients to be better prepared for their appointment and provide an unbeatable, more complete picture of their health information. Publish forms, templates, and communication in an easy-to-use interface that automatically updates back to your Access environment.